And so we do try and help, but we do get to the point where we need to stop muddling along, and to really take our business to the next stage, we need to start putting like the proper foundations in.
And that's one of the things I really like with the networking with the Zocket, is that one of the things that, one, it was great because it allowed me to see different perspectives and different ideas from people within different industries, but it's also really unified the fact of that everybody's having the same issues.
Yeah. You know, whatever we are doing, we're all facing the same things, because at the end, you know, like the back end of the business is very similar. You know, time is the bit, you know, so it is, you know, it's time, it's what processes we have. You know, do we have an email list? You know, how are we collecting people's emails? All of those, you know, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, you need to, you know, you need to be getting the emails, you need to be, you know, you need to be doing something with them once you've got them. There's no point in just collecting them and doing nothing with them. You know,
It's mentally taxing.
yes.
That's one. I think that's one of the things that I didn't realize when I started the business. I've always worked in a 9-to-5 job, so I've always had the security. I only had one thing to do, and then I'm doing this, and the context switcher, because everything within the business has a niche. How you email customers, there's a right way to do it. The onboarding, the website, there is so much, and the marketing, and they're all skill sets that I have. Videography, that is why I'm doing it, and I want to build a relationship with the customers. But that was just the, like I said, the icing. I'm now having to learn the cake, and the layers in the cake, and the context switching, and it could be draining. And people, you know, you do not so much, you do make mistakes, and it's 90% of the time the client doesn't see it, because they're internally. And that's where you...
I think obviously, like, you know, most people when they start out, we, you know, all have to do everything for financial reasons, you know, and you know, so you get a little bit of an understanding, and that, you know, that can, you know, but you don't necessarily have the latest thinking. You know, you may have picked up tips through, you know, through talking to someone in a networking event, but they may not be the expert in that either. You know, you might be talking to, I don't know, you might be talking to a marketing person, and they give you accounting advice. You know, we all try, you know, like we're all muddling along, we're all trying to help each other, and so we do try and help, but we do get to the point where we need to stop muddling along, and to really take our business to the next stage, we need to start putting like the proper foundations in, because that's what's going to take us to the next stage. We've managed, we've muddled along. Like I say, I sometimes see a Mr. Messy. You know, you know, I don't know what that says about me. The fact I'm going to say it's because we've been sorting out my mum's house, and we came across some of the stuff from childhood, and I obviously went through a phase of drawing the Mr. Men, and so that's going to be my excuse of why I see Mr. Messy. But yeah, you know, we do what we have to do to get us to a certain point, but then to get further, we have to do something different, and we have to get someone to help us, you know, depending where we are. You know, maybe we talk to someone, but we then still have to implement it ourselves because we still aren't at that position. But there gets a point where we can afford to start paying people to do the parts of the business that we don't want to do.
And I think that is it like a monetary value is that we assume that just because we're not paying for someone or we're doing this ourselves, in our minds we're like, well, that's free. I'm not spending anything.
Yeah.
But that's not true.
No, you see, the thing is, when you so I don't know, say your charge is £100 an hour. So when you are working with a client, you're getting £100 an hour. Every hour that's in your working day that you're doing, say you're doing admin, you could be getting paid £100 an hour, yet you are doing admin. Now, potentially, a virtual assistant, as an example, could be doing that admin. They may be charging you £25, £30, £35 an hour. Now, the other thing is, not only is it cheaper than what you could earn in the hour, more than likely they're going to be doing it quicker, more efficiently. So your hour might only be 30 minutes. So all of a sudden, for like what you are taking 2 hours, which would be equivalent to, say, earning £200 if you were doing client facing, you might be paying someone £35, £40 for. It's a big difference.
And it's one of those things because I remember doing jobs in the past, and we always used to have like I was like the junior tester or someone, and then we would be working with the lead engineers or the lead testers, and something that would take them 10 to 15 minutes might take me 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
And we don't equate that to a value.
No.
So do you think that'd be a starting point for people to do, to actually think about?
A business coach that I worked with used to talk about invoice value. And, whenever, like, obviously time is money. We hear that all the time. But the reality is that we make the money when we're doing stuff for our clients. So anything that stops us doing that, we need to see whether it's beneficial for us to do. Now, obviously, I don't know, like if it was going to cost you £1,000 to outsource something for an hour, I don't know what you'd be doing. You'd be getting, I don't know, you're getting a famous person to come in and do an interview, and you have to pay them £1,000 for the hour instead of you doing it for, say like that. So then the only benefit would be if all of a sudden, like, that was a marketing opportunity, and whilst it was costing you a lot more than you doing it, the visibility and everything that came afterwards was actually meant that it was an investment and it was worth doing. But generally, we look at like giving it to people that it's going to cost less than what we can earn in that hour. Now, yes, when I was a fitness instructor, we might only get paid £20 or £25 an hour, and actually we'd be paid for doing 1 hour, but the travel time to get there, to turn up before the class, travel time back, we might be out of the house for 2 hours, and then we also had to prepare for the class. That could be another hour. We would actually end up being paid for 1 hour and doing 3 hours work.